Hey guys, welcome back. Jumping right into today's tutorial, we will be doing a Captain America inspired tutu dress, the second superhero dress in the superhero series. Right now I'm going to show you how to create this striped belt. I'm not going to create it in the shape that it is on the character, but a straight belt. Here I'm using a white glitter canvas sheet from Hobby Lobby. I've mentioned these before and I absolutely love them. I will be using the entire width of the sheet and I want my belt to be 3 inches tall. So here you will see me using my ruler and I will use this to mark the edge so that it's 3 inches. To cut my belt out, I'm going to be using a cutting mat and a rotary cutter. When I want to achieve a perfectly straight line, I prefer the rotary cutter over freehanding with scissors. So here I'm just going to mark at 3 inches. And then lining up my sheet with the edge of my mat, I will take my ruler and line it up at the 3-inch mark. If you look closely on the cutting mat itself, there are lines and there are dots. Use those to guide the ruler to make sure that it is perfectly straight. So I'm matching up on one end the dots with the dots on the other end. Keeping my ruler there, I'll take my rotary cutter and pressing down firmly, cut a straight line. Missed a couple spots, so I'm just going to take the cutter and cut through those little sections. And you have your white glitter canvas belt. Now we want to add the red stripes that are on the belt, as you can see here. For that, I do not have red glitter canvas, but I do have red glitter craft foam sheets. Same thing, it does have the adhesive on the back, but I will still hot glue this down to make sure it's secured properly. Of course, for the stripes, we want those to be 3 inches tall, the same height as the belt. And then for the width, I want my stripes to be 2 inches. So here I will mark right here I'm marking off 3 inches so that I can cut out a strip at the same size of the belt. And doing the same exact thing, taking my ruler, lining that up, and using my rotary cutter to cut across. From there, I will measure the 2 inches that I want in width and cut out 2 strips from that. Okay, so cutting stripe 1, then I'll just use that as my guide to cut the second one. Once you have both of your stripes cut out, put them on the white belt where you want to place them and glue down. Moving on to the dress, I have a royal blue crochet top as well as all royal blue tulle. I will leave sizing in the description box below as well as where I purchased my crochet tops and my tulle. On the bottom layer of the dress I did 2 strips of tulle per hole, and on the top layer I did 1. Right now I'm going to be putting on the belt. I also cut out a piece of white felt at about the same size as the belt, and this is what will go underneath the top of the dress. Rolling down the top, I will place my felt piece where I want it to line up for the belt on the outside. And yes, my mannequin is disgusting. It has hot glue all over it, but that's life, and hopefully I'll get a new one soon. Now that you have the white felt underneath, I know it's hard to see, I want to line up my belt on the outside before I glue it down just to make sure it will line up properly with the felt strip that's underneath. I want the white stripe in the middle to line up with the neckline and with the center of the dress. Moving on, I will use my glue gun to glue through the crochet holes directly onto the white felt that's underneath the top. And I work in small sections just because the hot glue does dry fairly quickly, so you don't want to put a bunch of glue that will dry and then you'll end up with a bumpy finish. Once you've secured down the left-hand side, work your way over until you've reached all the way across to the right. So same exact thing, working in small sections using the glue gun to place some globs of glue through the holes and onto the felt underneath, pressing down firmly to secure the belt. And make sure that it is firmly secured before you move on to the next section for gluing. Now that I have attached the belt all the way across, I used the same white glitter canvas to cut out a star. For this, I did use a stencil. I just had one of these stencils that have alphabet letters and numbers and shapes in it, and I cut out a star. Just hot glue the back and place it directly onto the dress above the white strip that's in the center of the belt. So you want to make sure everything is lining up correctly. I have now attached the belt and the star, and I want to give it a finished look. So what I will do here is use a rhinestone mesh to line the sides of the belt. So I've already cut that to size. Again, this is rhinestone mesh. You can find this at Michael's, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, online. It's pretty common and easy to find, and just hot glue that down to both sides of the belt. Moving on to straps, I'm going to just do a halter top for this. So I've cut out 2 strips of 7/8 inch red grosgrain ribbon. I've heat sealed one end of one strip, placed that through one of the holes, and then as you can see the ribbon comes out the top. Take your hot glue gun, place some glue on your ribbon, and then fold that over to secure it. Once that is attached, you'll move over and do the same thing to the other side, and then tie it in the back as a halter top. Both of my straps have been added, and I did want to point out I also included an extra little detail. I used that same rhinestone mesh to outline the star. So I did single rows of rhinestone mesh until I completely outlined the star. I think it really helps the design to pop and really completes the total and final look of the dress. If you want to add stars to the bottom portion of the dress, I was deciding as to whether I wanted to do that or not, but I feel like it'd look too close to my Wonder Woman design, so I'm not going to, but I will leave a link in the description box below to my Patriotic flag tutorial where I do show how to add stars if you want to add those to your design. I will be adding some red ribbon to the bottom of this dress and posting pictures of that on my different pages on www.fb.me/craftingprincesses. You can also find me on Instagram at craftingprincesses if you'd like to check out that final look. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all next time.